There are multiple ways to cast on for knitting. One way is the knitted cast on, which I already have another video on, and another is the cable cast on, which is super similar. I think there's more than 40 ways to cast on, and I only know a few. So again, we make a slip knot. So I fold the yarn over to make a loop. The tail is in front right now, as you can see with that loop. You put the tail in back and behind the loop. It's harder to do this looking through a camera than on your own. You grab the two tails and the loop and you pull. I like to make a fairly big loop. It seems to be easier for me. And then depending on how you made it, you can either make the loop bigger, so by pulling on the main yarn, or in my case, you pull on the tail. And I like to make it a little tight, but not too tight because I don't want to be fighting my stitches. The way you start this is the same way as you would start a knit stitch. You put the right needle into the loop. You make a cross with the right needle and back. You take your yarn, you wrap it around the back needle counterclockwise or towards the left, and you put that yarn between the two needles. Then you slide, catch that yarn. I like to pull a little bit so I have a little wiggle room. And then I move the tip of my left needle to the bottom, slide it on and tighten. For knitted cast on, you would just go through this and do the same thing again. For a cable cast on, you go between the two. So I'm sliding my needle here. You can see it's right there. I am careful not to grab the tail, which I've done so many times. I wrap again, and you can see my wrap right there. I slide, I pull a little bit, and then I do the same motion as for the knitted cast on. I just tighten a little bit. Okay. Then I can slide it out. I usually keep my finger there because that's how I do the knitted cast on, which I do quite frequently. So again, we put it between those two stitches and underneath that loop so you can see. Take my working yarn, wrap it, slide it, pull a little bit, put the left tip under and tighten. I'll do that again. Whoops, you can see I didn't quite make it that time. And if you pull the loop too big, you can just whoop, tighten it down. And that is the cable cast on. It looks a little messy right now, but it'll even out. And there you go.